D, wait for it, delightful.
I got the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So, real quick, I finished the episode of Picard season 3. I'm a little behind today because I had a dentist appointment. So if I sound weird, like I slur my words, it's because half of my face is numb. So it feels like my tongue is like 10 times bigger than it really is, and it's not. It looks normal. But all right, this episode, wow, you guys, this episode, I'm telling you guys right now, this stuff is so good. You know what gets me about this is why couldn't Paramount realize that this is the Star Trek that people want? You know, it's thrilling, it's engaging. Like there was one moment I was like, oh, jump, and like, and then like it jumps, and I was like, oh, good, and everything. Like it was, I don't understand how people do not. There is a petition to get Terry Matalas to do another Star Trek show, to do like a spinoff or whatever. And I am here for it, you guys. And I hope it stars that Shaw guy as the captain, because I really like him. He's just like a big douche, and I'm like, I get it. I like him and everything. So, but yeah, no, this show is excellent, and this episode was excellent. They brought back a character, and I was super happy about it. Like as soon as she popped up, I was like, oh, shut up and everything. And we'll get into it when I do the breakdown in just 2 seconds. But again, I'm just like, how can you guys not know that this is what people want, you know? And it's not hard. It's not hard at all. You know, get these people that don't really know Star Trek or don't really care about past Star Trek, and get people that actually care about the project that they're working on. Obviously, Terry Matalas does care about it, and I'm grateful for that. All right, I'm going to stop yapping like this and get started on this breakdown. But before I do, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get started on this breakdown. I do not want to bite my tongue right now. Okay, so it starts off where we're on the bridge, right? And these crew members are just chit chat and everything. Everything's a-okay. Everything's normal, right? And then all of a sudden, Jack Crusher comes on, and he just starts shooting everybody, like pew pew, and shoots everybody. And then you know, and she tries to get away, and she's all like, "I know what you are." And then these little veiny things. Now listen, I want to also talk about this. So I was talking to a friend at work, and some of you have said in the comment section, so I don't want to act like, but like, this is what I always tell people when it comes to ideas. Everybody, and I've heard this on podcasts all over the place. I've seen it online, I've seen it everywhere, and I thought the same thing. And I just want to say that I'm not stealing anybody's idea, but there's 8 billion people on the planet. 2 people are bound to come up with the same idea at the same time. You know, that's just how it works. Sorry, I'm like really trying hard not to bite my lip. Okay, so one of the theories is that because they brought up Locutus, that Picard, while he was with Crusher, before he became a synth, when he was with Crusher, that some of the Borg nanites got implanted in her through his seed or whatnot. And that's what this is all about, the Borg. I hope that's not true, because I'm just tired of everything like circling back to the Borg. I mean, you know, we had the Borg in the first season, we had the Borg in the second season. I'm just like, can we just not have the Borg in this for one season? I mean, like, come on. But he is getting the come find me whispers, and people are saying that that's the Borg Queen. And I'm just like, please don't let that be the Borg Queen. Please don't let the Borg be another route. I'm just like not interested in that. But we'll see. You never know. They might do it just out of spite, you know? Okay, so moving on to this. So then he wakes up because he's not sleeping. Well, he's in a daydream or whatever, holding that gun and everything. And his eyes go red. And I'm like, ooh, what's this all about? So we get the credits, posters. So then we really are on the bridge of the Titan. Beautiful ship. Love it. And, oh, and then so Shaw's all like, listen, He's like, would you like to, oh, okay. He's like, would you like to be, he blames them because he's like, you got us into this mess kind of thing. But then he tells what's her face, he's like, would you like to be reinstated? And he's like, you are reinstated. And I was like, that's funny. He's very funny. I love this actor. I don't know his name. Don't get mad at me if I don't remember everybody's name. Sometimes you guys, like, I don't know if you're yelling at me because it's in the comments section, but don't yell at me if I forget an actor's name or I say the wrong actress's name for another character. That's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. And if you do, I'm not like offended or anything. Not that you care. I'm just saying, just calm down. Okay, moving on. So he's like, listen, Starfleet is coming to interrogate you guys. So I'm gonna leave the room so you guys can get your story straight. And I was like, that's good. This guy's good. I like him a lot. So then he goes and he's all like, oh, he asks Seven, he's like, I'm gonna need you to do me another favor. She's like, well, now's the time to ask. I think he asks it right now. I can't remember. So he goes to them and he says, they are coming. And they're talking about the fact that the changelings or the founders are on the ship or whatnot, and how they got through or whatnot. And they bypassed all of the sensors because they have sensors on the ship when you transport over, and she doesn't trust it. So then these two are, I can't remember what they talk about, you guys. Sorry, my bad. So then Worf and Raffi are sparring, which I don't understand. Raffi would never be able to. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. She's not as strong as Worf. Worf's awesome, but I mean, it's crazy. And like later on, we'll talk about it later on because I want to talk to her about it because I was like, when it happened, I was like, I'm done. And then okay. Anyways, so they're trying to figure out. They need to get some information because they were like, what did the founders steal from Daystrom? That portal technology was the distraction because they destroyed that one building, that Starfleet building. I can't remember what it's called. And they destroyed that one with portal technology as a distraction. And I mean, it's very obvious that the big event is Federation Day, and they're just going to destroy the Federation because all their ships will be on display that day. So they're just going to destroy all of them, and then the Federation is gone. And I'm all like, why would you get all your Federation ships? Why would you put all your eggs in one basket? Like they tell you not to do that. So anyways, so then they're denied access to the Daystrom station. Because it's ran by an AI or whatever, but the AI has flaws. We'll find that out later on. So they're like, we need to find somebody that would know what's going down. And he's all like, the one dude, the one Ferengi that they killed. I can't remember his name. Don't get mad at me. It's not that big a deal. So they are like, well, who is his like partner or whatever? Somebody that would know. And it's this Kern guy or Kryn. We find out he's a Vulcan. And the actor, so they go to find him. And as soon as they walk in, everybody like freaks out. And they're like, get out of here. I gotta get out of here. And he's like, we've changed the atmosphere of this place because we killed the Ferengi. So she's all like, I want to know where his partner is. I want to know now, or I'm going to start killing people. And so then Worf, he downs and he starts, meditating or whatever. And she's like, what are you doing? He's like, the environment of this place has changed, so I'm just waiting. She's like, let's see how well that works out. And it's all part of their plan. So then back on the Titan, the other ship shows up. I think the Enforcer, the Encounter, I can't remember. It's all right. I don't know. I like this one, the Titan, better than this one because it's got that like weird thing right here that I like it better. Like when it connects like this, like from the bottom back. Or from back and then it goes back like that. But I mean, I have nothing against this ship. It's not ugly. I just prefer the Titan. I prefer the Titans because I like how it comes back like that. I just prefer that, but that's fine. And maybe it's just because I'm holding on to something. Anyways, so then they're like, they would like the team to come over on a shuttle. They don't want to do transport. And they're like, why don't you want to do transport? And they just like a shuttle. So he's like, and everything. He's all like, could you not act so happy? And he's like, and then he starts going, he's like, you two, dropped a starship dome on a disc on a planet. And he goes through some of their stuff, and he's like, he's like, so you're kind of like a chicken or the egg kind of situation. I was like, that's funny. I was like, see, I like this Shaw guy. I really do. I hope they keep him around. If he dies, I'm gonna be upset. I don't think he will, though, because the actor on Twitter has been pushing that petition to get something, and I'm all like, but at the same time, he could be doing it, to fake everybody out and everything. I hope he doesn't die, because I really do like Shaw, the Captain Shaw. He's very good. And then he's like, and then Picard goes, those were the days. And I was like, weren't they though? So then they get this person coming up, and they reveal that it's Lauren and everything. And I was like, shut up. I really like this actress also. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but I was like, shut up. I was like, Terry, you rascal, you are making daddy happy. Daddy is a happy daddy right now. As soon as I saw her face, I was like, get out of here. I was like pounding the air. I was like, shut up and everything. It was ridiculous. I was acting so stupid, but yeah. So then, and he's like, Ro, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. And so then she gets in here with Jack, and she's like, come with me. So I don't know why then she needed to take him someplace else to whatever. And so she's like, you will be interrogated. And I can't remember what else she says here, but he's obviously pissed because, it's Ro and she betrayed him. She joined the Maquis. And so she's like, here, put this on. And I don't know why they did this shot and everything. I don't know why they did that. I was like, I don't need you. Why are you keeping it's a Starfleet uniform? I'm like, why are you keeping that like a big reveal? Like we're all going to be all like, oh, what is it? And it's a Starfleet outfit. I was like, it's not that great. Not that the Starfleet outfit isn't great. So anyway, so she's like, it's best to hide in plain sight. So put it on. So he puts, on later. So then they're examining the body. This part I felt was really kind of dumb right here because LaForge, she's all like, this really looks like you, LaForge. And LaForge, she's like, can you verify that it looks like you for the record? And she goes to throw up, but it's off camera. And all they did was she went, and then they added in the vomiting sound effect. And I was like, oh, you guys, come on. And she's like, but it's fine. And she's like, we confirm that it looks like LaForge. And so then we're going to do some stuff like and then so they cut into it and she's like, this is completely different. How is it that they are able to create blood? And this would be there's DNA there. I can't remember all the sciencey talk, you guys. I'm sorry, but get over it. And so she's like, it would totally bypass all the scanners and it would come across as a person. And so he's sitting here waiting and they're sitting here talking and he's talking about how he's upset with Ro because she betrayed him. She betrayed his trust. She abandoned Starfleet and their their values and everything to go off with a terrorist organization. And that's basically what they say here. And she's like, you will be interviewed separately. So get out. And then he's all like, you've gotten rid of your earring, what's it called? Shoot, I'm sorry, you guys. The earring. So you've gotten rid of your earring, and they do bring it up later, and he was like, I let you keep it, even though it wasn't protocol, part of the dress protocol, but I let you keep it. He's like, that was such a sign of your faith or whatnot. So then they start talking and stuff. Hold on. And he's like, how could you betray me and all that stuff? And he's like, so to test her, he asks her how she rose up in the ranks. And she goes on to explain it. And she's like, I turned myself over to Starfleet. Then I got rigorous training against, what I formerly believed. And it took time, but I grew throughout the ranks. And he's like, that's basic information. You need to tell me like how kind of thing. So Jack's sitting here, he's having more stuff. More illusions. So he goes into the transporter room. These people get transported. Now, when they get transported, he sees, hold on, let me show you real quick. He sees this thing, and then they get these little vine things. Now, I'm curious if you get the little vine things, right, like right now, does that mean he can tell that are these people shapeshifters or are they actual humans? I'm very confused on this whole thing, but obviously you would be because we don't know what it all is. I really hope this pays off in a way that I really like it. If it's going to be the Borg, I'm kind of going to be a little disappointed. It could be good, but I'll be disappointed just because, like I said before, I don't want to go back to the Borg. We keep going back to the Borg every season of this show, and I would prefer not to. But at the same time, if Terry Matalas did go to the Borg and it was written in a way that wrapped everything up and put it all together, that would be nice. I just, it's the right. And then this guy's all like, "Are you okay? Were you ordered to be here?" And he's like, "Can I be transported anywhere except for a Starfleet ship?" And he's like, "No." And then as soon as he says no, he pulls out a gun and shoots him, like bang bang. And then he wakes up from his little daydream. He's like, "Are you okay?" And then he just like leaves. And I'm all like, "Dude, don't be weird." So we go back to Raffi and Worf, and some peeps show up. And this guy shows up, Kryn. This actor right here also, I really do like him. He's on shows like The Sopranos. I'm trying to think of another one. Was he? He was on The Sopranos, right? Yeah. Yeah, The Sopranos and some other shows that I can't remember. But I do like this actor. Yeah. So then... but I don't like the voice. He's like, "You come to this planet," and I'm like, "Why are you talking like that? Stop it." So he's all like, he's upset, and he's all like, they're all like, "We want information," and he's like, "You killed Scarif or whatever, the Scurfy, the Ferengi. We were brothers," and he's like, "That is impossible. You are a Vulcan. He was a Ferengi." He's like, "We were not brothers by birth. We were brothers because we grew up together." And yada, yada, yada. I like his tattoo right here. I have a tattoo kind of like that. It's like on my side, though. All right. Anyways, so then he shoots Raffi. He shoots her in the shoulder right here where this little thing is, because that is like a hologram thing. He's like, "Did you not think that I would notice a hologram band and prepare for it?" And then this guy kidnaps him, captures her. And then they jig is up. Don't worry, they have a plan, guys. So then they're doing an autopsy on this shapeshifter, and she's like, they've been able to shapeshift organs, like specific organs, and they stay that because they were saying like when a shapeshifter dies, they return to liquid form. But this one has gone back. Although I'm pretty sure didn't they disintegrate in the last episode? I could be wrong. It just looked like that LaForge is disintegrated when Seven shot her. But that it stays solid. They've been able to do this, but then as soon as on further examination, it turns back to its original liquid form. So she's like, "This is interesting," kind of thing. So then these two are still talking about her, coming up in the ranks, but then he gets a thing from Dr. Crusher, and she's like, "I have your test results. You might want to look at the results of your exam right now." So he's like, "This is a medical emergency. I will check it out." And so she sends him this. He's like, "Changelings can pass the blood test. Capabilities beyond superficial. Trust no one." And I was like, ooh. I was like, that's good. So he turns around and he's all like, oh no, this is where he asks her about that, about getting up through the ranks and everything. Sorry, because he's testing her. But she's like, "Come with me. We're gonna go check some stuff out." So these two, they're looking for Jack, right? And these two, by the way, are baddies. They are changelings, just so you know. So they go to the holodeck. And she's like, "Lock the door." He's like, "You want a drink?" And she's like, and he's like, "Top shelf only, huh?" But then he pulls a gun on her because they start playing music and stuff. And he pulls a gun on her, and she's all like, they start okay, they basically they reconcile, and it was very touching. Like, he's like, how could you betray me? And she's like, you don't understand, and all that stuff, and you never understood me, kind of thing. And they reconcile and everything, which like, I like this one. He's like, an ego that would lead you to betray me. And she's all like, your Bajorn has gotten better. And he's all like, I've been practicing this speech for 30 years or 10 years or whatever he says. I don't remember. So anyways, so they reconcile. I'm sorry, I don't remember all the words they said. This was a very long scene, and I don't remember. I did not write down verbatim what they said, and if I did, I wouldn't read it out anyways. So they put down their guns, and they're gonna have a chat about what's going down. So then these two, long story short, this guy is all like, you two are gonna fight to the death, and we have bets on who's gonna win. And so they start fighting. Oh, because they want information, right? So they start fighting. Oops, sorry, I skipped the. And he's like, I will not hold back. And then she's all like, ah, and then she stabs him. Which, as soon as this happened, right, she stabs him. I was like, nope, I'm done. Because Robert Meyer Burnett said that some people might die, or some people could die. He was like saying somebody's gonna die, and I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done with this show. They killed off Worf, my favorite. They killed off Worf. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And he was killed off by Raffi, a character I do not like. I don't care how many people say, well, Terry Matalas had a plan for her and stuff. I don't care. I still don't like the character. The character sucks. The actress is good, but the character sucks. I just don't like this character. So she kills him. And I was like, I'm going to finish this episode and then I'm done. Now I'm pissed. But he's like, you are a warrior. I'm like, is she though? And he's like, this was a good day to die. And an honorable death or whatnot. And he's all like, Klingons, they're so disappointing. And I'm like, are they though? So these two go in to get the two, and they're like, and they start talking in their weird, founder language. And so she's all like, the Federation has been compromised from the top down, from the highest ranks. She's all like, you can't trust anybody. And there's a big event that's going to happen. And I think it's the Federation Day. She's like, all the Federation ships are going to be together, kind of thing. And it's just, I mean, like, that's pretty much like, that's what I think it is. It's just like, they're just going to destroy all the Federation ships in one fell swoop, which I'm like, that makes sense and everything. She's like, it's happening in a couple of days, she's like, I've been stopped at every single way. And he's like, he mentions Janeway, getting hold of Janeway. And she's like, I've tried, but you have to get past her gatekeepers. And she's like, I have been stopped at every single aspect of trying to get this information out. And she's like, I can't trust anyone. And the other ship, half the crew, she's like, I know that there are changelings there. I don't trust the captain. So then she's all like, he checks him, he's dead, and he's like, take it away. The smell of Klingon blood sickens me. He's like, you work for me now. You have people that you care about here and everything. She's like, I will never belong to you. So then Worf comes out of nowhere. He pops up like a Houdini trick, and he's all like, because they planned for this. And he's all like, you are dead. And he's like, I have mastered the art of slowing down my heartbeat and everything. She's like, did I cut you too deep, buddy? He's like, I am losing a considerable amount of blood. I've lost a considerable amount of blood. And she's all like, he's like, logic dictates that you will not kill me because I have information that you want. And she's like, yeah, but my friend is losing a lot of blood. So how much do you want to test that patience? He's like, you two, he's like, the Daystrom station is controlled by AI, but there are flaws. And I have created a device that will exploit those flaws. And you won't be able to do it without the device, which I'm going to give you. She's like, good choice. So then we hop back, and these two are talking. She's like, you need to run. She's like, you need to get on this ship. You need to get out of here, and you need to trust no one. And you need to find out what's going on. And and then she's like, Commander, we went to look for you in the holodeck, but couldn't find you. Yada yada. She's like, prepare the shuttle. We're heading back. We're leaving. And they're like. So she hands him something. We find out later on it's her earring. And I can't remember what she says here. I wish I would have wrote it down. Sorry, I just needed to get this done. But she's like, it was good to see you or whatever. And I wish we could have gotten, to do this earlier or some crap like that. I can't remember, but listen, go back and watch the episode. I'm sorry. I wish I would have wrote it down. I'll try to do a season 3 review and hopefully get it in there because it's moments like these that are really, really good. And I wish, you know what? And it just goes to show you Kurtzman and all them, they didn't understand Star Trek. They really didn't. And they didn't know what they were doing. And I'm like, that's the problem. You guys are dumb. I hope all their shows fail from now on. So these two are like, we were supposed to bring back Jack Crusher. And she's like, we're leaving. Let's go. We find out later it's her earring. Or now, we found out now. So then they get on the turbo lift and he's like, we need to get Captain Shaw. We need to get out of it now. Starfleet has been compromised by the changelings and we need to go on the run. He's like, security. And he's like, no, you need to trust me now. So the shuttle gets on there and they're riding the shuttle back. And these two, they set up a bomb and then they transport out. And she's like, crap. So they transport back onto the Titan and they shapeshift into other crew members. And she's like, she's like, Jean-Luc, they've set a bomb and they've transported out. And they're like, get closer and we can transport you out. And then she's all like, I don't have time to disable it. And then she heads further away. And I'm not quite sure why she didn't go back to the Titan. That would have been a good idea, but I'm thinking maybe she realized that she had to sacrifice herself to keep the everybody off kilter so they could get away and everything would still be okay kind of thing. Like the changelings wouldn't suspect that they knew what was going down. So I can't remember what she says here either. And then she is flying her shuttle close to the nacelle and boom, goes down. And so then they're like, crap and everything. And then they're asking, they're putting up their shields, getting on red alert. They're getting guns ready to fire. And they're asking for their surrender. And they're like, the changelings on board would have told them that we did this on purpose and that we need to be brought in kind of thing. And so he's like, Shaw, we need to get out of here. And he's like, you want me to turn? And she gave him a skeleton crew. Everybody else is on the other ship and they're fine. And he's like, you want to turn us into fugitives? And long story short, they're like, we got to get out of here. And he's like, we're going to get warp. We're going to go to warp and let me know as soon as we're to warp. And then we need to get out of here. Red alert. Everybody get to your battle stations. Yada, yada, yada. And then, so Jack's walking and he runs into these two and then they teleport into more. And then he just goes full on like android and just takes all of them down really lickety split, right? And I think it's that thing that's in him or whatever, because he sees the red door and I'm like, what's this red door thing? And I can't remember. I don't know if you guys remember anything from the red door in Star Trek ever. Because I was like trying to figure out what I was like, I don't remember any Red Door episodes. And so then he comes back to it. So then right here, they go to fire and he's like, warp us out here. And then the two torpedoes are headed towards them. This is the part where I was like, ooh, jump, you're taking too much time, jump now. And they do. And then the torpedoes are left in the I didn't get it. Hold on, let's just play it. And I was like, jump now. And then it jumps. I was like, oh, thank goodness they made it. And so then they're sitting here and I can't remember. He's like, they're gonna come for us. And he's like, who? And they're like, everybody. I was like, oh, so good. So then so then he's sitting here and he's all like, I'm sorry about Ro. I'm glad you, and said something about how I probably never really knew her, but she gave me her earring. And he's like, I know what this is. So he sets it on the desk and it pops up all the files that she knows on what's going down. It's all the stuff that she's done and everything that she knows and all the files and everything. And then they get a secret transmission, and they answer it and it's Worf. And they're like, Commander Worf, and this is a good surprise. He's like, what happened to Ro? And she's dead. And he's all like, we have some more information for you, kind of thing. Then we pop over and he's like, four changelings on the ship. He's like, good shooting, kid. And then so she sits down and she's like, 4. How did you know all of them were changelings? And he's like, I didn't. And she's all like, and then he's all like, because she's like, you're not sleeping, I can tell. And he's all like, I think something is wrong with me. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock, something's really wrong with you. You should tell your mom everything, man. Like, especially right now when stuff's going on with him. And I'm all like, because I'm all like, why wouldn't you tell your mom that you're having visions and stuff? This is obviously an issue. Why do people in TV shows and stuff keep, I know it brings along the story, but why does everybody keep secrets on the shows? Just tell the information and then you get this stuff figured out. So that's where the episode ends, right? And it's so good. This show is so good. This is top notch. And I really wish they would. I keep saying this, but I really wish this is how we had gotten Star Trek from the get-go. It would have just been way better. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time, but tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? How did you not like it? If you didn't like this episode, I don't want to talk to you anymore. But how did you guys feel about it? I loved it. It was so good. This season is thrilling. It's engaging. It's suspenseful. It's so good. So good. I still don't like Raffi, and I don't really care for the Jack character. I know some people really like him, but you know, what are you going to do? Yeah, that's all I got on that. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next Star Trek Picard breakdown review. You guys have a good week. Bye.